I'm here in Fort Lauderdale at the IT Expo, and what's kind of cool is this expo is really focused on AI. So I've attended a number of the keynote sessions, which have been very useful, very interesting. Um, One of the keynotes I attended yesterday was talking about the power of AI in their own organization. Apparently, they fired something like 80% of their staff because those staff were unwilling to use AI tools and technologies in their work. And it was just like such an uphill battle in terms of getting them to adopt AI. And ever since that company did that, they've been on a really dramatic trajectory of growth from a revenue standpoint, new products, new services. And I can get into some of the details on that company and what they've done. But one of the interesting stories the CEO talked about was a new educational framework around utilizing AI. There's an organization called the Alpha School, which is based out of Austin, Texas. And they are structuring primary and high school, which is really 80%, I believe it's 80% life skills and 20% AI-based learning. So they utilize a laptop with AI applications to teach the kids reading, writing, arithmetic, science, etc. But the rest of the time, they're teaching them life skills like how to cook, how to do different kind of exercise. There were 11-year-olds who had an Airbnb, and each member of the team had a different responsibility. One was responsible for the marketing, one was responsible for the maintenance, one was responsible for the finances and managing the finances. So it was really cool. They charge $40,000 a year, which is insane. But having said that, I know there's some private schools in Toronto which are probably quite comparable. And they don't have teachers. They call them, I believe they call them guides. And they're not there to teach. They're really there to do only one thing, which is really to support and mentor and coach the students in how to think and learn more intelligently. Apparently, their marks on standardized academic testing are in the 90th plus percentile. So I don't know, if I can really trust everything that's, being said in a conference. It may be a lot of hype, but if it is true, it might give us a clue as to what educational institutions should be thinking about in the future in terms of how they're going to teach our kids. Because there's been a lot of back and forth about technology. Now there are a lot of schools in Canada and the US that are saying we don't want the kids to utilize their phones at all during class hours because we want them to focus on the learning. And apparently academic scores have gone up already because of that. So I'm wondering if there's some things that really make sense to have kids study the old-fashioned way in terms of experiential learning, reading a book with actual paper, versus, AI applications which sort of spur the creativity around learning or the desire to learn, because it creates a type of gaming environment. It was interesting, really interesting, a lot to think about. I don't know, what do you think about education? Do you think that utilizing AI technology will accelerate and dramatically improve education in our kids? Or do you think it's a recipe for disaster? I'd be curious to hear your comments.